Hello, I am so glad you have chosen to join us for this webinar that addresses the high-quality pre-kindergarten component of teacher-to-student ratio. This webinar is an abbreviated version of the existing webinar on the same subject that is available on TEA's website. And a copy of the slide deck is within the control panel. My name is Tamala Olsby, and I am an education specialist in the Early Childhood Education Division of the Texas Education Agency. So let's look at our agenda for today. We will begin by doing an overview of the high-quality pre-kindergarten components that are referenced in HB3, and then we will specifically look at the component of teacher-to-student ratio. We will look at what's in statute, what's in the commissioner's rule, what does it mean, and then look at a frequently asked question. We'll end our time together by looking at some resources and support to help in your compliance with this component. Let's begin by looking at the overview. So what high-quality components are referenced in HB3? This slide gives you a list of them. And remember, all of these components are attached to increasing the quality of the pre-kindergarten programs within the state of Texas. And this particular webinar is focused on teacher-student ratios. All the information contained within this presentation comes from at least one of the three sources listed on this slide. Please note that the high-quality pre-kindergarten components are applicable to all programs, districts, open enrollment charters, and districts of innovation that serve eligible 4-year-old students using foundation school program funding. So here we go. What are the requirements that focus on teacher-to-student ratio? This slide articulates what is in statute and commissioner's rule regarding ratios for pre-kindergarten programs serving eligible 4-year-old students. It says that a school district must attempt to maintain an average ratio in any pre-kindergarten program class of not less than one certified teacher or teacher's aide for each 11 students. So what does that mean? What is actually required? And here we've listed that what is required is an attempt to maintain an 11-to-1 ratio. So what does attempt mean? Well, the definition of attempt is to make an effort to do, accomplish, or solve something. So it implies that the attempt or effort is continuous until, in this case, the ratio is achieved. What does maintain mean? Its definition is to keep in an existing state, to preserve from failure or decline. So in this instant, what is required is that districts, charters, and districts of innovation are required to attempt maintaining in all 7 hours of the preschool day a ratio of 11-to-1. And that attempt should be continuous until that ratio is achieved for the entire school day. So let's look at a frequently asked question. What qualifications must a teacher aide meet? Well, the teacher aide qualifications is really a local decision. There are certification that teacher aides may apply for. And in order to apply, the teacher aide must first be employed by a school district. teacher aides are encouraged to contact the district that employs them for any application instructions. And I've given you here the link to the teacher aide certification that you can find on TEA's website. Let's look now at some resources and support that may assist you in complying with this high quality component. The first resource here is the 2015 Texas Pre-Kindergarten Guidelines. These guidelines have a full day suggested schedule as well as content on effective practices for promoting school readiness. And that includes interaction with students. The next resource listed is the Early Childhood Program Self-Assessment. And this document is part of the program evaluation component. And it also has some strategies that are linked specifically to teacher-to-student ratios. Remember also that the Early Childhood Education Division here at TEA is ready and willing to support your efforts in meeting these high-quality components. So please visit our website for further information and do not hesitate to contact us when needed. I'd like to leave you with a quote. It says, it was seen on a coffee cup, by the way. I'm a teacher assistant. What is your superpower? I love it. Utilizing appropriate teacher-to-student ratios is an effective way to build the quality of our Texas pre-kindergarten programs. Please be reminded that there is a longer version of this webinar that goes into much more detail, and it is available on TEA's website. Thank you so much for joining us today.